Howdy folks, today is Saturday, July 29, 2017, and we have a guest visitor. He just pulled up and he told me that he lived in this house when he was a little kid. What's your name and tell your story?
My name is Matthew Rangatus. I lived here from 1976 through 1987, and then my parents left shortly thereafter after I went away to
So did you say 76 to 87?
76 to 87.
So did you guys go someplace where, for a vacation, and they had a picture of you were in a convertible, like maybe Disney World or something like that?
Doesn't sound familiar.
Okay, because I found a picture like that behind one of the cabinets, and I gave it to Larry and Jan. They thought they maybe knew who it was.
Oh, it doesn't sound familiar. But we added this on. This was an addition.
Okay, and that's what I always call bedroom one, bedroom
Right.
2 and bedroom 3.
And then there was a bedroom here and a bedroom there, and then the driveway.
Yeah, the bedroom there that you were talking about was over there.
Right.
In the corner.
Well, that was it. Yeah, and then there was the downstairs bedroom.
Yes, there was a downstairs. Yeah, yeah.
And this was 100 yards from the back of the house to the lake.
100. Okay, so that's about what we always figured. It's about 300 feet.
Yeah, it was 100 yards from the back of the house to the lake, and it was a clear path with a pond in between the properties. Whoever owned it before let it just run over.
And you know what? They've been letting it run since 1986 because...
That's a shame.
Yeah, well, it's going to be different next time you see it.
We had a dock, and we had a boat lift out there.
Yeah. So gosh, 86, that's 31 years ago. Have you been back since?
I have not.
And why did you come back today?
We have a reunion, my 35-year high school class reunion. So we just drove by to see the old house, and here it is.
Yeah.
What's left of it?
It's a piece of land. So it looks like you're laying a new foundation.
Yeah, what we're going to do, and your name again was?
Matthew.
Matthew, what we're going to do is, do you remember there was I don't know, were you here when they had a family room with a fireplace over there?
Yep.
Well, that was on a slab, and so our intent was to bump this all out 16 feet across the back. The living room would go out 16, and then we're going to have a big room in between that'll be about 27 feet, and then there's over there the bedroom. We're going to bump that out and use what you had for a bedroom more as a bath and a walk-in closet area. But because you guys had a slab here, and we would have had to underpin the slab to keep it, and then we still got to try to figure out how we're going to run heat to that room, and I didn't want to do electric heat like your folks did.
Yeah, we had the oil furnace.
Yeah, and that's been converted probably in the 90s because, and that'll come out, that was a Carrier down there.
Right.
Yeah.
We had an air filtration system that ran through that.
Okay.
There was I remember that thing zapping all the time.
Yeah.
Little electrical pulses, it was zapping all the dust in the air.
Yeah.
And then we had water problems over in that corner, so they had to put in a sump pump.
Yes, and the sump pump, Matthew, is it's right there. It's over there just on the other side of this pile of block over there. It's still there. And what they did is there's also another sump pump over here. You can see the pipes coming out of the ground over there. So we had 2 sump pumps. Now I just noticed, you see that black pipe coming up?
Yeah.
And you see how rust filled?
It is, yeah.
I mean,
Is that the main stack?
that was the main stack. Yeah. So yeah, we're putting in all new plumbing, all new electrical.
So are you living here, or are you doing it as a flip?
We'll live here. We live over on West Bald Eagle now.
Okay.
So what we're going to do is bring this up so that we end up with, we'll use trusses, and we'll end up with a 9-foot basement down below, or 8.5.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Wow.
So, yeah, our intent wasn't to take it down beyond the subfloor, but we were going to have trouble getting heat over there unless unless we wanted soffits, and with my height, I don't want soffits.
I hear you. And I assume that they never converted this over to sewer, so you still have a.
You know what?
We have a.
They have not.
septic.
You
There's
see
a
that?
septic tank.
You see that big hole down
Is that
there?
the septic?
That's where the septic was.
Okay.
Yeah, we pulled that out. We still aren't hooked up to sewer and water, but we will be there.
That's right. We had well water too.
Yeah, and the well was right around over here. We abandoned that here a couple months ago because we're going to do directional boring from the street. You know, our sewer line will be 1.25 inches because we'll have a grinder. All these houses out here have grinders in them now.
Okay.
And then a 1-inch sewer line coming, or a water line coming in, and a 1.25 going out.
So there is water though.
Oh yeah, there's water.
There's city and municipal water. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
We didn't have that. So when we lost power from all the many storms,
Oh, you're some
you
punk.
lost water because you had no pump. You lost your air conditioning. You lost all the lights.
Yeah,
You couldn't flush toilets. You couldn't do anything.
right. Oh yeah. Well, it's always. I know. I always enjoyed going back and looking at houses that that I lived in as a kid, and so walk around. The rooms aren't here, but
No, the rooms aren't, but that's all right. Just I can see the floor plan, sort of, because this was a work area.
oh, we've got what's that?
Is this the, I mean, I know
Stairs down.
was there only one stairs down though?
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's a
and
walkout.
they were steeper than this. A friend of mine, before we planned on taking off the floor, a friend of mine and I put these stairs in, and then we'll cover them with cherry. But now I'm going to have to. I'm going to disassemble them, you know, up at the top, and we'll bring it up to floor level and put some more boxes on the bottom for stairs. But Matthew, I'll show you the floor plan if you'd like. I saw the concrete boys had the architectural plans down over there.
But please be careful down there.
Yeah.
You guys are doing it all yourself?
No.
Well, we've been tearing it down, Matthew. But we're obviously having the concrete work done. We have a framer that's going to help us do the framing. He's the brains on that part of it. There's no doubt.
Just leave everything when they left? I mean,
No, the bank, U.S. Bank owned it. Your question was, did they just leave everything? U.S. Bank owned it, and I'll tell you what, you couldn't have hoped for a more well picked up place.
Because it sounds like
They did a great job on it. Yeah,
hoarders.
and it was empty for 2 years. We
All that
understand.
stuff in the closet there? That was
Yeah, we brought that before we thought we were gonna. Before we knew we were gonna tear the roof off of it. So
it's secure all right.
yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna bring Matthew and show him the plans. So I'm gonna cut off. Any words before you come back on, Matthew?
It's sad, but progress can be.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what, when we get all done with this, we're planning on having all the folks that were involved in this thing out for a big picnic next summer. And if you give us your contact information,
I will do so.
and do it through the website,
Okay.
we'll say it'll, that way it won't get lost, and we'll have you up.
Sounds good.
Very good.
I look forward